Hello students and welcome to the e-learning program initiated by Shri Gyanmanjari Vidyapeeth for the students of Standard 10, in which we are learning the subject of social science. Students, from the previous two lectures we have started with chapter number 14, the last chapter in the geography section of this syllabus. So let's take a quick recap of what we have learned so far in this chapter. This is the third lecture for chapter number 14. Name of the chapter is Transportation, Communication and Trade. As we can see from the name of the chapter, three subtopics, or the chapter is divided into three subtopics. First is the transportation, second one is communication, and the third one is trade. We'll learn them separately one by one. Uh, a very Uh, important thing to note about this chapter is this chapter has 1 mark of weightage in the map work. So uh, there are a lot many maps supplied with the material. The textbook has few maps, but uh, they're not that much detailed, and uh, out of the textbook some of the questions are asked, right? So we have to prepare in that way. Some of the things are not mentioned in the textbook or in the material also, but maps have been provided so that it can be helpful if such a question arises from this chapter. So please remember this. We started with transportation. Let us see what we have learned in transportation. First thing is, transportation can be considered as a yardstick. That means a standard way to measure what the economic progress of a country is, what is the social status or the social development of that country is, what is the standard of living of that particular country, or we can judge or we can measure the political stability of that particular region or that particular country with the help of the system of transportation that particular country has. So for example, many of the African countries, they are still very very poor. So if we view or if we see that country, then we will see that proper airports are not there, small airports are there. There is a coastline, but development of a port is not there. The roads are not properly developed, right? Highways are not properly developed. Yes, roads leading to the farthest point of the country or the innermost point, the remote areas, roads are not existing. The infrastructural facilities like ports, railway stations, railways, all that thing is missing. Then we see that development of that country is not good. Economic development, they are far behind. Their economy is not that much, and they are far behind in terms of development compared to other countries. If we see the social status now, because transportation facilities are not there, so people are not able to travel in a faster way and the shortest route possible. So that thing is affected right from say education, the infrastructural facilities like communication, etc., because everywhere you need educated people, right? So literacy will not be there, or it will be quite less, and because people are not uh, finding employment, that is why they will remain poor. So because of transportation, otherwise, we can see in India that transportation facility is quite good. Even if a person is working 50 kilometers away from his home, he has enough fast transport so that early in the morning he leaves how he leaves his home and gets proper transportation, and within 9 o'clock he reaches his work. Till 5 o'clock he does his work, and by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock he is again back 50 kilometers away from his workplace, at his home, right? This can happen in India, but in many of these countries, poor countries, so we can see that in these poor countries, first of all, illiteracy is there. On top of that, transportation facilities are not there, so people find it very hard to get a proper job, and most of the population remains illiterate. So what happens is they don't get good jobs. Colleges and schools and colleges might be located in the bigger towns and cities, right? You got to stay over there, and because people are poor, they cannot help with their studies, etc. So lots of things, hospitals are not there proper. So all of these things affect get affected because transportation system is not good. So transportation is one of the measurement with which you can measure the economic, social and political stability of a country, progress of a country. Now, development of the transportation and different means of transportation that we learnt in detail, right from the primitive men when they were uh, wanderers and gatherers, right? They used to wander around and they used to gather food or they used to hunt food. From then on, they started agriculture. They, with the invention of wheel, they earlier they used to carry their load themselves. Then they got animals, domesticated animals to carry their load. Now, with the invention of wheel, they can harness the animal with a cart, etc., and they can load more goods in it and transport to distant places very easily. So such was the travel. Now we have ultra modern transportation vehicles, methods, means. So transportation has become quite quick in India. That is what we have learned in the development. Then we learned about road transportation, right? That road transportation, we have numerous uh, different divisions of the roads, right, with which uh, our transportation system becomes quite efficient, right? Out of that classification of Indian roads, we learned there are 5 types of Indian roads, right? First one is the national highways, right? So we started learning about that, and uh, we have discussed a few things in national highways. For example, Indian roads, they are divided into 5, that is national highways, state highway, district roads, village approach roads and border roads. This much we have studied, right? And we have seen a pie chart also that tells us everything about the about the different modes of transport that we use, and out of the total transportation, what is the percentage of usage that we have seen. Then national highways, they are very important. They are called the lifelines. Yes, national highway, which connects one state with another, and that same national highway also connects our country with the neighboring countries. The central government has the responsibility of planning it, building it, constructing it and maintaining it. So the money is given by the central government, right? And these are the national highways which interconnect state capitals, large industrial and commercial cities and major ports. Yes, these roads are also connected with the neighboring countries. Now, important thing to remember, national highway number 41 is the longest national highway of the country. It starts from Srinagar, J&K, and reaches up to Kanyakumari in the south, Tamil Nadu, right? That much we have learned. Now we have also learned about the golden triangle, which connects all the 4 uh, metropolitan cities of India. That is, starts from Delhi to Kolkata to Chennai, Chennai to Mumbai, and Mumbai again back to Delhi, and we form a perfect quadrilateral over there. Different national highways coming out and trying to reach these metropolitan cities. They can connect directly to the quadrilateral and then take that quadrilateral back to whichever place they want to go. So in this way, these are very, very helpful. Now, national highways, these are the national highways which pass through Gujarat. They are 27, 41, 47, 141, 147. Please remember, they are all odd numbers. That means going from east to west. Uh, Earlier, the numbers were different, and from 2011, the government changed the system, changed the numbering of the national highways. That happened in 2011. So, we have learned so far. Now, let us go ahead with the today's lecture. Now, now comes a concept of understanding things, right? Now, this is a concept. Now, the length of national highways in union territories, namely Chandigarh, Puducherry, and Delhi, and the state of Goa, is more as compared to their population, right? Now, the place is small, so lots of national highways will be passing through it. Yes, So what happens is, we have Chandigarh over here. Yes, Chandigarh, which is the capital of Punjab and which is also the capital of Haryana. Now, as per the rule, Punjab will have a different set of national highway, because then now that national highway number 44 passes through Punjab also, Haryana, and then reaches Delhi. Right? Now, Punjab के पास में हिमाचल भी है. Right? So Himachal also, national highway would start from the capital of Himachal and then would pass through Punjab, Chandigarh, and go to the capital of Haryana, right? And then from it might go to the capital of Rajasthan, Jaipur. Yes, this way. So lots of national highways will be उत्तराखंड से जाता है, right? उत्तराखंड से जाता है तो यहाँ से भी चंडीगढ़ होके फिर it might go to Jaipur, right? So in this way, the smaller the area, more number of national highways will be passing through. Opposite to that, larger the area, number of national highways passing through it will be smaller, because that same national highway can continue to the next city, right? So if we are talking about UP, then Chandigarh will be having more national highways passing through it compared to UP. क्योंकि यूपी से एक नेशनल हाईवे जाएगा, इट वी कैन कंटिन्यू थ्रू आउट द स्टेट, इट डजंट नीड एनी अदर हाईवे. यूपी के ऊपर नेपाल, राइट? सो that is another country, so there would be no national highways coming out from Nepal, right? Because it's now Bihar se hai. Now next is Bihar. That same national highway can continue in Bihar from Lucknow. We go to Bhopal, right? This way. From Lucknow, this way. But there would be very few national highways, because that same national highway can again bifurcate and go to some other place. So smaller the area, more number of national highways will be passing through. Larger the area, less number of national highways. That is the concept. Understood? So the length of national highways in union territories, namely Chandigarh, Puducherry, Delhi and the state of Goa, is more compared to their population. Population is less, but number of national highways is more. Next comes the states of Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Manipur, which are quite secluded, right? So national highways over there will be less in number compared to. The total length of national highways is less in states like Uttar Pradesh, quite a big area, West Bengal, quite a big area, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Gujarat, where there is more population, national highways will be less. Why? Because we will be having more of district roads, right? We don't need a national highway, because district road from one district to another, right? That same national highway will be continuing from Mumbai, that is Maharashtra, going up till Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar, and then it will be stretching up till Jamnagar. So we don't need actually any other national highway. Jaipur se we get a national highway, right, which touches Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar, right? So when we come to Ahmedabad or Gandhinagar, we can take another national highway which came from Maharashtra and we can continue with that. So we do not need more number of national highways, we need more number of district roads, because we have 1920 district, UP even more, Bihar even more, West Bengal quite big, Madhya Pradesh as such is quite a big area, Rajasthan again quite a big area, yes, geographically. So we need more of district roads, we don't need more of national highways. So please remember the concept, smaller the area, more number of national highways. Larger the area, less number of national highways passing through it, right? The total length of national highways is less in states like Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and where there is more population. We just learned that concept, right? Now, these are the different milestones that we see when we are on the highway, right? Whether that's a district road, whether that's a national highway, these are the different. This is a signboard, right? But these are milestones. Yes, this is the shape of milestone, right? And they are colored differently. They are colored differently. Now, if you see national highway, the stone will be of rectangular shape and on top semicircular, right? And it will be painted yellow. Yes, so we have a color code. Yellow means national highway, green means state highway, right? And village road will have nothing on top but just black colored, so that we can have proper identification with the help of color. Yes, even because बस में या कार में ट्रैवल करते हैं तो बहुत स्पीड से जाते हैं, so usually we do not have that much time to read the milestone. We got to slow down if we see a milestone, if we want to read. But if we are passing at quite a great speed, we just catch that yellow color. We are still on the national highway, right? If it turns green, then you are on district highway, right? So uh, on the top, national highway and NH, and the number of that national highway will be written. Suppose over here it's written 24, right? So this is a national highway where Delhi is still 500 kilometers away, right? So this is national highway with milestone. Same way state highway milestone will be SH likha hoga, state highway, hence, and 10 SH and the number of that state highway, that is 10. Now Patiala, so it is within the state. So Patiala, because this is a Punjab one, so 8 kilometers away. This is the village road. When you go from the national highway or the state highway, you go to a village. Then there at the starting, there will be a village approach, which tells you exactly how many kilometers till you have to go to reach the village, right? Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, we have learned earlier also, that is PMGSY. It is an approach road. Approach road recently made with the help of Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Yes, the sign will be like this, and it is the same thing, right? Gram Sadak Yojana, which starts from the village Gram and reaches to the nearest highway, whether that's a highway, state highway, whatever. Yes, so you can see this thing below here also, right, on the signboard. It is just an indicator that it has been recently built with the help of Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Now we go ahead. Now we have the state highways. Now the highways that connect major cities within the state are called state highways. Usually the district headquarters will be the biggest city in that district, right? So we might have more number of cities in the same district, but then the district headquarter will be the largest city in that district, right? So we have Jamnagar, we have Rajkot, both of them are districts, but then they are district headquarters also. And the state highway will be connecting major cities. So one road will be going properly, that is the state highway, which starts from Jamnagar, goes up till Rajkot. Yes, and from Jamnagar another might be going to Okha or Kutch Bhuj, right, that way. So in that way, this highway which connects major cities within the state, they're called state highways. State highways are important for trade and industry because we are not going out of the state. So it becomes very, very important, because for small businesses, small industries, raw material, finished product, and transporting of men and material, transporting of labors, everything, for education purpose, for business purpose, uh, to meet different relatives that are living all over the state, we need those state highways. So state highways, they are quite important for trade and industry also. These highways connect with all the districts and with the national highways that pass through that state. Yes, it might even end up in a national highway. Then you have to take that national highway till your destination. You leave the national highway, then continue your journey with the district roads, right? So in that way, state highways are very, very important. They are well connected with each and every major district headquarters or the big cities or the industrial hubs of that state. Now, because it is within the state, so the responsibility of planning out or increasing the state highways, planning, uh, making it, constructing it, maintaining it, all that responsibility falls on the state government. So the state government is responsible for maintenance of these roads and construction of that road. District road is the next one. What is a district road? Now, suppose Rajkot is a district, then it has lots of taluka panchayats. Yes, so there will be a road which connects the district headquarters to all the taluka panchayats of the district. That is called the district road. The district road connects villages and main cities with the district headquarters as well as talukas with the districts. With all the, for example, nearby the taluka, there will be lots of small villages also. So approach roads may connect the villages, or district roads may connect the villages to the nearest district road or taluka panchayat and to the district headquarters. So this is the definition. District roads connect villages and main cities with the district headquarters as well as the different talukas with the district. That is the district road. Now, because it falls within a district, yes, then maintenance and construction, who is going to give the money for maintenance? The responsibility and construction and maintenance of these roads lie with the district panchayat. That means district panchayat, taluka, the headquarters, district headquarters. So district panchayat is held responsible for making it, constructing it, and maintaining it, right? So the government, state government gives money to the district panchayat. They further carry out the work of making and maintaining the district roads. Earlier, district roads of Gujarat were not metalled, right? So we make progress slowly, right? So from the state capital, the road leading to each and every district might be metalled, but after that, from the district to different taluka panchayat, that road was not metalled. Metalled means tar road. जो डामर का रोड बोलते, that's called metal road, right? So from state capital to all the districts, district headquarters, that much road was quite pakka road, what we call, or metal road. But from district to the nearest taluka panchayats, those were roads, many places were not metal. Now most of them are converted into metal roads, right? So that is also called all weather roads, right? कहीं जगह पे आजकल तो cemented, where there is a danger of the roads getting washed away during the rain, etc. So there, instead of metal road, we have cemented roads, right? So that they are not easily destroyed by the rains, and every year we do not have to spend more money in again making, remaking, again maintaining that roads, right? So progress happens slowly, but then slowly the roads are converted from the dirt road or a semi pakka road to pakka road, that is metal roads. Now we come to village roads. We have done the explanation earlier also. The road which connects the village to the nearest road, nearest pakka road, that is called the village road. Now what happens is, this is a highway going over here. It can be a national highway, it can be a state highway, or it can be district road, whatever, right? But it will be metalled. It will be metalled. A village is over here, say only 2 kilometers away. But we know village lots of farms are there, etc. So what happens is there is a kacha road going over here, kacha road. On the map you will see a dotted line, that means it's a kacha road, right? It will be just made out of dirt and rocks, small pieces of rocks. Bulldozer घुमाते थोड़ा सा पक्का हो जाता है, and vehicles and men keep flying on that, so automatically थोड़ा hard हो जाता है, right? But what happens when the rain comes? When the rain comes, this is safe. This road, because it is metal, it is safe. But all the water that gathers over here rushes to this other side, and it makes the road disappear. It washes away the road. So this village becomes an island. We are not able to reach from the main road or metal road highway to the village because the in-between road, which was Kacha road, that got washed away. Now this happens each and every rainy season. This thing happens, that many villages, they become islands till the water recedes. That may take 1 day, 2 day, 5 day, 1 week, until the water level goes down. That village becomes an island surrounded by water with no road to approach. And when the water recedes, then also there is no pakka kacha, no road existing over here, because it has been completely washed away. So next year we again have to make it. This was a problem with the village road. Now let's see what happens. The construction and maintenance of the village road is with the responsibility lies on the Gram Panchayat. So the government has to give, the central government has to give the money to the state government gives the money to the district panchayat, district panchayat gives the money to the taluka panchayat distributes that money to all the village panchayats. Yeah. Now it is the work of the village panchayat to see that condition of the road is maintained in a good way, right? There are 2-3 reasons for that. Yes, why? Because if the village panchayat does not have the rights to maintain their own roads, then what will happen? It will be given to some another contractor from other town or maybe other district. He will come with his men and make the road and go away. Next year, again washed out, another tender given, some other contractor would come and make the road, right? Why the villagers will just keep sitting over there watching the road being made by somebody else? So the money is given to the nagar to the gram panchayat. They take the village people's help to make that road. So village people will get employment, and they will, because it is their road, they will make it better. Because in the rainy season they have to bear the hardship because they are not able to cross and go to the nearest national highway touching the so in this way, construction of the maintenance of the village road is done by the gram panchayat. Most of the village roads are kacha road, that is unmetalled, and hence they cannot be used in the monsoon season. As we discussed, the village becomes an island. These roads which connect the roads passing by the village are unmetalled, and so these are not useful in rainy season. So we come up to that Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, right? So that at least unmetalled se semi-metalled kar de, right? So that it doesn't easily get washed away in the rain. The government under, please, we have already done this, so please understand this. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, that is PMGSY, is trying to improve these roads, and hence village transportation can be increased, and so we have a good efficient road network system starting right from the village to the capital of the state and other states. So under the scheme, the government is making attempts to convert these roads into metal roads somehow or semi-metalled है. तो metal करना, कच्चा road है तो first semi-metal and then metal, so that quality of the road improves and it doesn't get washed away so much easily in the rain. Yes, so this is all about the first one, that is national highway, then state highway, then district roads and village roads or approach roads. Now we come to the fifth one, that is border roads. Now border roads are basically made by one organization that is called Border Road Organization, or in short abbreviated BRO, that stands for Border Road Organization. It was established in 1960, when 13 years after our independence, to construct and maintain roads where only in the border area, because in the border area mainly the roads are used for the military purpose, and military people use it. There is very less population there. Even if population is there, now the state government, most of these places are in the hilly and mountainous areas, so the state government, they are unable to maintain these roads because huge cost is there. In the hilly areas, because of sliding or because of rains, the roads are washed away. They have to keep on constructing the roads again and again, which becomes very much impossible for the state government to handle. So it is directly handled by the central government with the help of defense, right? So what happens is, Border Road Organization was set up separately in the country. Wherever a state has a border with another country, there the roads is basically maintained for the military purpose, plus the civilians or the village people, town people, they are free to use that road, right? So Border Roads Organization was set up in 1960 to construct and maintain roads in the border areas. These roads are extremely important, strategically located, so it is important for national security, because they help in movement of the defense personnel, equipment, food, over above the movement of general public. So general public is also free to use. They live over there. वही एक road है. So uh, you can't say you are not permitted to use that road, because they live over there, right? So they are permitted, but population is quite less. Yes, BRO also constructs roads in inaccessible remote areas. For example, Leh Ladakh, they're quite remote areas. Lots of places in Himachal, lots of places in Uttarakhand, which touch other countries' border, but they are located in quite a high altitude, mountains, etc. So these people, BRO people, they have an expertise in making roads, tunnels, etc. in these very highly inaccessible areas. So BRO constructs roads in inaccessible remote areas, mountains, and it also does another thing. In the Himalayas, snowfall is quite natural during winter season. So not only maintaining the road, but clearing this road of the snow that has fallen, and make it clear for the traffic to continue. Landslide होती है तो road गायब हो जाता है. So they have to construct a road and allow the smooth ongoing of the traffic. So BRO helps a lot in the border areas, mountainous areas, to build uh, roads and allow the uh, ongoing traffic to go on smoothly. Now we come to the latest state of the art, expressways. Now what is an expressway? Superhighways we call that, those are expressways, right? Expressways are also called drut gati marg. Yes, which means vehicle क्या द्रुत गति बहुत गति, we know speed, द्रुत गति बहुत गति, right? So those people who have traveled or passed through express highways, they know you can actually drive your vehicle at great speed because there is no obstruction. सबसे पहले इंडिया वालों को जो खुशी की बात होती है, बम्प कहीं नहीं होता. यस, इंडिया में ऐसा रोड मिल जाए जहाँ बम्प नहीं है, तो दूसरा खड्डा भी नहीं होता, राइट? और सामने से जो ट्रैफिक आता है उसकी फिक्र भी नहीं करना, कहीं से कहीं गाय बैल आ जाते हैं, कुत्ता आ जाता है, so you don't have to worry about this. So that's why it's called, you can go at high speed on this expressways because there is no obstacle. Yes, so expressways are also called Drut Gati Marg, which means that vehicles can run on these roads at high speed without any obstruction. Yes, इंडिया वालों को बोल रहे हो कि इस रोड के ऊपर 100 किलोमीटर तक, 50 किलोमीटर तक कोई बम्प नहीं है, तो खुशी का कोई ठिकाना नहीं रहता, right? So expressways have, please understand, 4 or 6 lanes. 4 lane usually in our city areas, mostly we have a single lane. That means 2 trucks, can pass each other, right? A little bit difficulty because it's a single lane. Two lane means on that same side two trucks can go together that much length of the on one side, so it will be to this side and to that side, right? So four lane means at a time four vehicles can go move at the same time, right, together, right, uh, that way. So four this way and four on the other side, opposite side, so total 8 lanes. So we have 4 lane, we have 6 lane, many places they have 8 lanes also, right? So expressways they usually have 4 to 6 lanes. When they approach a big city or the state capital, then it can extend because then traffic बढ़ जाता है, then 6 lane से काम नहीं चलता. So many areas 30-40 kilometers before the capital comes or big city comes, then we have that same 4 lanes 6 lane into 8 lanes where 8 trucks can go together in a single line. Several flyovers. And what makes this expressway more efficient is there are lots and lots of flyover over there, so no village is going to come in between, no village traffic or other traffic is going to join in. So there are several flyovers, there are several railway bridges, so there is no obstruction. Usually when you come to a railway crossing, yes, it has to be either under bridge or an over bridge, so that the train can pass either from the top on the top or under the highway. So here everywhere we have flyovers and railway bridges, so that the railway or the roadway is not disturbed because of the presence of either. People can drive without obstruction. This is the usually the sign. Yes, National Highway, भारतीय प्राधिकरण होता है लास्ट वाला, authority, right? National Highway Authority of India. And these expressways are as objective. You should have this in mind. National Highway Authority of India. Ahmedabad Vadodara Expressway Highway in Gujarat is one such expressway. One needs to pay toll tax because of if you want to use that highway, you got to pay a little bit of money. Yes, because it saves a lot of fuel, lots of time, etc. Right? That usually on a highway, because of the congestion of the traffic we face. So these expressways are built in such a way that you can travel more distance in a short time, and you save a lots of fuel, right? Because the roads are good, so tires maybe jo wear and tear आता है वो भी less आता है. So you got to pay some money because lots of money goes in construction of these expressways. There is a close network of roadways in India. Very dense network, close and dense network exists in the roadways in India. India is a large country with varied topography on the surface. The shape that is on the surface is called topography. Much of India's population live in villages or remote areas or inaccessible areas. We know that 80% of India is found in the villages, the rest 20% in the towns and cities, right? So out of that 80%, lots of people live in the rural areas. Many of that live in the mountainous areas, inaccessible areas. So from every nook and corner of the city, you need roads. So we have a very good network of roads. India needs to connect all of its parts of the country so that it can grow economically as well as socially. We are well connected, right? Even from the farthest village, we do have a road which connects to the nearest place and to another village, right? So in this way, if we want to grow economically, we got to make these roads more and more better. To connect such a huge country requires a large network of transport. Road route is cheaper way to connect most of the regions of the country. You just don't do anything. Yes, even if that is a Kutch road, it exists under standard conditions, right? And people can fly on it. So you don't need much maintenance over there. Even if a good road is made, then also for the next 2-3 years, you don't have to look after it that much. Yes, after 2-3 years we need a little bit of maintenance, and that road can be again good enough. So it is one of the cheapest means of transport, methods of transport to connect the different regions of the country. So India has a very developed, good and well developed network of roadways. The traffic problem in India. Now that is true, we all face it, so we know very well about the traffic problem in India. First thing is, hardly anyone is aware about the traffic rules. If they are aware of the traffic rules, they don't adhere to the traffic rules, and that is where commotion happens, that is where lots of accidents happen, is because we do not have a proper traffic sense. In spite of a wide network of roadways, the traffic problem still occurs at most of the places in India. The first thing, general reason given to is overpopulation. Now we have that. So what can we do about it? Government built several overbridges, bypass road, ring roads around the cities to avoid the traffic problem in larger cities. Now some good things to understand over here. Why do we need overbridge? Now, when the railways were set up in India, established in India, the network was widened. What happened is a railway line usually came on the road, right, of the highways. So every time a train passes, there are barriers and which will stop the traffic, road traffic, and allow the train to pass. So unnecessary lots of fuel is wasted, people have to spend the time over there, wait for 20-25 minutes until the train passes and the traffic resumes again, right? So rather than that, if we have another system where the road goes from below and the train goes on the top, yes, this is called, and for the road it is under bridge, and for the uh, railway it's an overbridge. The two things happen simultaneously, right? Either the train is passing below the road or the train is passing above the road, right? So if it is the road which is passing under the railways, then it's called an underbridge. Same way, if the road is passing above and the trains are passing from below, then that's an overbridge. So lots of overbridges have to be constructed because we have a very wide network of railways, and that is why we need lots of underbridges and overbridges, right? Now next thing is bypass road. Bypass road, very very important. For example, this is Ahmedabad, right? And this is, say, Baroda. Now, somebody is coming from Jamnagar going towards Baroda. He has no work in Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad, we know it's quite a big city. So what happens is he has to go all the way through the city. Now when he enters the city, because city में traffic बहुत होता है, it will be a useless waste of time to go all over and get an exit and again speedy journey to Baroda. He has to pass through the city because he has no other option. For that, the state governments, what they do is, for such situation, now the city is already having a congested traffic, and on top of that the highway traffic is added to it. There will be lots of big vehicles which will again make the city traffic condition worse, right? Many of the cars also, they don't need to enter the city, so the state government makes an exit outside the city, so instead of going into the city, this is called a bypass, which bypasses or which avoids the city area, and traffic over here is quite normal. So without entering the city limits, a passenger car, a bus, a truck can easily, the traffic can easily take the bypass and continue its journey without entering the city. That's called a bypass. The third thing we need to know is a ring road. Third thing we need to know is a ring road. Ring road are a very easy solution for the traffic inside the city, right? The traffic inside the city. How? If Ahmedabad is quite a big city, then person for various reasons he needs to go from point P to point Q, which is on the other side of the city. Now, what is the shortest route? Shortest route is, of course, going right through the middle of the city. But that is going to be very, very congested traffic he has to pass. So, just for going just a small distance of, say, 12 kilometers inside the city, he has to waste 2.5 hours to go from one side of the city to the other. Because roads are narrow, there is more traffic, and the traffic continuously keeps on increasing, and in the denser part of the city where the roads still become narrower, it becomes a traffic problem, traffic jam, and you get stuck over there and you need 2-3 hours to go to the other side of the city. During peak hours the situation will be even worse. So the idea was to make a road in such a way that it encircles the city. So for people who want to go from point P to point Q over here, point R over here, or say point Q on the other side of the city, this road, the ring road, will be broader because it has lots of space, so more traffic can ply on it and at speed. So rather than, no, it doesn't have that much increase in distance. Yes, of course, the distance increases, but then you can speedily reach over here. Taking the ring road, you can reach over there in 20-25 minutes rather than wasting 2.5 hours going right through the heart of the city. If a person wants to reach somewhere over here, he has lots of roads which lead him to this point. Maybe he starts from here, but then all of these roads will be congested. So he will take the alternate route over here, ring road, and go over here, which is more easier to go. So ring roads will always be surrounding the, and because it surrounds the city, is called a ring road, right? So ring roads are very important in diluting the traffic which gets congested in the city, and it gives more open space, so you have lots of speed, and within a short time you can reach the other side of the city by using the ring road. So government builds several overbridges, bypass roads, and ring roads around the city to avoid traffic which gets congested in the larger cities. Next, even then the traffic problem keeps on rising with time due to the rise of number of vehicles that get added, right? Each and every month, check from the RTO, each and every month the district headquarters or the RTO issues registrations to hundreds of vehicles of different types: two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, passenger vehicle, goods vehicle, right? So number of vehicles keep on adding, that makes the traffic condition quite worse. There is a limit to widen the urban roads beyond which they cannot be widened, right? Right from the start, when the planning was made, the road was small because much traffic was not there, but still the corporation kept lots of space, yes, and did not allow the space to be taken up by the residences. Yes, so lots of space was there, but there was no need to widen the road because traffic was just not there. Hardly very few people had cars, hardly very few people had motorcycles. Most of the people used cycles, even cycles were rare, right? So because all the people could not, and when that's talking about some 30-40 years from now, even more, right? So roads were small. After that, the vehicles became easily available, right? More people needed vehicles because times change. Now the road is small, so what happens is the traffic gets congested, jammed, so there is a need to increase the road. So the road is widened. After 10 years, again that same space becomes becomes quite tight because now more vehicles are added every year, right? So that same road which was doubled, which was widened, that also is not enough, so we have to still widen it. But two, three, four times we widen it, we reach to the gates of the houses. After that, that is an individual property, right? You cannot demolish that property and still make the road wide, right? So there is a limit inside the city how you can increase the width of the road. So there is the limit to widen the urban roads, beyond which they cannot be widened. The population and hence the vehicles keep on being getting added to it. So however wide roads we make, then also it is not sufficient for the traffic, right? फिर भी traffic jams होता है, and so we cannot expect the roads to get wider beyond the limit. Now if we cannot expect the roads to be widened beyond the limit, then something has to be done to the traffic. So we have to make flyovers so that the traffic can be uh, diluted, yes, and the traffic can be diverted to different flyovers so that congestion below that on the road is lessened. On the other hand, there is continuous encroachment along the roads. Yes, कोई अपनी गाड़ी पार्क करने के लिए रोड की थोड़ी सी साइड ले लेता है, गाड़ी पार्क कर देता है, which is not his area. He makes a garage over there with a shed and he parks his vehicle, so the road becomes narrow. दुकान वाले अपनी आधी दुकान बाहर कर देते हैं, सुबह आते ही बेंच वेंच लगा के आगे एरिया कवर कर लेते हैं. यस, खास करके हाँ, ये खाने पीने वाले वेंडर्स, राइट, सुबह आया कोई ना कोई लारी उधर हो जाती है, यस, पकौड़ा समोसा, यस. सो रोड गेट्स एंक्रोच. एक तो रोड छोटा है, उसके ऊपर encroach हो जाता है. So what happens, the road where the vehicles can ply becomes even shorter in width. So illegal extension, that is what we were talking about. Yes, जितना जमीन खुद का है उससे आगे चले जाना, कवर कर लेना, so that you can make a small garden over there or park your 2-3 vehicles over there, right? Hawkers, yes, chai wale, samosa wale, bhelpuri wale, right? They keep on adding on the footpath also. They don't leave the footpath. So what happens is the pedestrians have to walk on the road. Now when pedestrians are walking on the road, the traffic has to be very careful. Yes, so that way hawkers, illegal buildings, temples keep on narrowing the already overloaded narrow roads. As a result, traffic jam happens because of all these reasons, and actually during the peak hours the condition worsens. Traffic jam is also caused due to marriage processions, social processions and other procession. अभी किसी को शादी के लिए मना तो नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन क्या है, बैंड बाजा बारात निकलती है and there is such a lot of noise pollution. Okay, that is also accepted. हमको भी 3-4 गाने मिलने सुनने के लिए, so that is good enough. But what they do is they occupy one complete side of the road. तो उस साइड वाले ऑपोजिट साइड को तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, लेकिन जब इस साइड वाले भी उधर क्रॉस करके आगे जाते हैं, दैट मेक्स अ ट्रैफिक कंजेशन. यस, एवरीबॉडी इज हॉकिंग ऑन टॉप ऑफ देम, डीजे वाला साउंड और बढ़ा देता है, right? So what happens is there is total commotion over there because of the marriage procession, right? So marriage procession, social procession, कई सारे religious processions भी होते हैं दूसरे टाइप के, कभी हड़ताल कर दी, नारे लगा दिए, yes, या धरना पे बैठ गए. So we do it on the roads. Yes, so हमारे रोड है, कोई मना नहीं है, right? So that way we do it on the road, everything, and what happens is that makes the traffic condition from going to back to worse. City like Delhi, traffic jam does not open up till 4, 5, 6 hours, many hours, and people just have to keep on honking and sit wherever they are sitting and be on the road for quite a while because traffic jam doesn't open up. So those going for important work, yes, आपको चाचा के घर जाना है खाना खाने के लिए, right? So चाचा ने खाना खा लिया, उसके बाद पहुंचे because of the traffic jam, खाना मिला नहीं, right? So you're going for some important work, people लोगों को ऑफिस जाना होता है, हॉस्पिटल जाना है, कोई एडमिट हो रहा है, कोई डिस्चार्ज हो रहा है, कोई एम्बुलेंस जाना है, right? So everything is on the road and the road gets jammed. Passengers heading towards railway station. Yes, रेलवे स्टेशन पे पहुंचे, ट्रेन चली गई, क्यों 2 घंटे उधर वेस्ट हो गए ट्रैफिक जैम में, राइट? सो दैट थिंग हैपेंस. पेशेंट्स नीडिंग, सबसे बुरी हालत होती है पेशेंट्स who are in the ambulance. Even the ambulance can't go forward because there is a traffic jam and the ambulance gets stuck over there. Poor person, he needs medical attention right on time and it fails, and he fails, right? So are unable to reach their destinations on time because of the traffic conditions. So suggestions for improving and maintaining road behavior, that all things we'll do the next lecture. Thank you, students.